Now, we're all familiar with the changes that Mark Zuckerberg's inventions has brought into our lives. Now, it's hard to imagine a time when we weren't all connected in various ways. Now, it almost seems as if there's nothing you can hide in this day and age. Now, everybody knows where you are, what you're up to, and who you're with. Privacy breaches seem to be the focal point of the career of Meta's CEO and founder. Now, how has he reacted to the countless lawsuits over the years? Mark Zuckerberg was born in New York into a well-educated family. Now, he showed an interest in technology and computers in general from a really young age. Now, it could be said that he created a Facebook prototype when he was only 12 years old. His family used it for communicating inside the household, and his father used it to call on his patients in his dentistry practice. During his school years, companies such as AOL and Microsoft offered him jobs, but he declined. He studied at Harvard until his sophomore year, after which he dropped out. Now, fortunately, he didn't drop out to mope around the house all day. He used his newfound free time to run a company that would soon attract the eyes of millions across the globe. At first, Mark and a few of his friends ran a Facebook server from a Harvard dorm room, and at the end of 2004, Facebook had over 1 million users. But Mark dropping out of university and focusing all of his attention on his budding company, Facebook amassed more than 5.5 million users by the end of 2005. The company's concept and skyrocketing popularity brought it into the spotlight for many looking to use its potential. Yahoo and MTV Network both offered to buy the company, but Mark declined, refusing to be a sellout. Now, this turned out to be a great decision, seeing as we all know how the story ends, or better yet, how it's going. Now, Facebook, now known as Meta, has over 3.6 billion people active on at least one of its platforms. With his rebrand, Zuckerberg hopes to branch out of social media and turn it into a platform that'll represent a new player in the metaverse that is quoted as the future of the internet. The Meta platforms have had a lot of influence over the years, and not all of it being positive. Mental health has become a popular topic in the past few decades, and the steady decline in mental wellness can be associated with our intensive use of social media. Now, every day we see all the things we don't have. We see how much better the lives of other people are. We have become obsessed with this image of what our lives should be. But unfortunately, it's simply not realistic. And our chase of the life of our dreams, like the ones we've seen influencers living, we lose sight of what's actually important. Now, this can lead to a bunch of mental health issues. Now, the truth is that usually even the people we think are living our dream life are faking it. They want to have eyes on them, to enjoy the spotlight and jealousy of others. Now, since filters have become standard practice, you can't even really be certain that these people look like they do in their posts. Not only do we see people living better than us, but we also see those in much worse situations too. We get constantly bombarded with bad news daily, which leaves us feeling depressed and hopeless. With the number of users the Meta's platforms have, you could make a direct correlation with the increase in mental health issues across the world. Now, there have been lawsuits against Zuckerberg and Meta, calling them out for promoting and enabling features that allow issues to grow rampant. Now, one such complaint suggested that Zuckerberg disabled plastic surgery filters, which he denied because they had no data supporting the claim that it was an issue of any kind. The nearly 100-page lawsuit was dismissed by Meta, even though it clearly highlighted the addictive and harmful side of its platforms. Zuckerberg states that he can't be held responsible just because he's the boss. I mean, after all, he can't control the actions of other people. It's like the lawyers at Meta just can't seem to catch a break. It's almost as if every other day a new lawsuit or complaint pops up and puts more pressure on Meta's CEO to bring changes to his platforms. While you're here, don't forget to press the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying this type of content. Now, we've all done those personality tests before. You get asked questions, provide answers, and you get your results. In 2014, before the 2016 elections in the USA, a quiz such as that spread all over the internet. Besides getting your results, you were paid a few dollars for your effort. Now, there is a catch, however. Before getting access to the quiz, you were prompted to connect your Facebook account. Now, this meant that all your information, like phone number, place of living, and friends, was available to one man, and his name was Alex Sandy Kogan. He claims he was collecting this data for research purposes and that there was no ill intent from it. However, he shared this data with a company called Cambridge Analytica, which uses information to target users in a political campaign. The company claims that their targeted advertising helped Donald Trump win the 2016 elections, But the Republican political party refuses to acknowledge that they had any part in this data breach. Now, there's a case to be made for the fact that this example wasn't a true data breach because no passwords or usernames have been leaked. This was how Meta had defended themselves when the situation came to light. We suppose that they are at least partially right here. Now, Mark has stated that even though this was not a data breach per se, it did break the hard-earned trust between Facebook and its users. Now, we can safely say that this was one of the milder data breaches in Meta's history, which is quite an alarming statement at that. It was the one with the largest number of accounts affected, but no true damage was done. Sometime before August 2019, over 530 million users were not notified of the fact that their phone numbers, full names, locations, email addresses, and other details had been posted on an amateur hacking forum. Hackers had managed to get their hands on the information through a now-defunct feature that enabled users to find people through their phone numbers. Now, since then, this issue's been fixed, but it seems to us like it's only a matter of time before another feature brings similar issues to Meta's users. Their reasoning for keeping the users in the dark was that they, as individuals, couldn't do anything that would change the situation. Now, that's not exactly false, but the users could have used the heads up in case of further complications to their personal lives. The conclusion we take from all these situations is this: Meta and its CEO have an amazing team of lawyers. Now, they defended uncountable lawsuits, and if this trend continues to rise, they're gonna have a lot more coming. At least they ain't never gonna be bored. Now, there is good that has come of Meta and the money Zuckerberg has amassed over the years. Now, he's been involved in various humanitarian activities, and his charitable journey has been an inspiration to many. From supporting education initiatives to funding scientific research, he's been using his money to make a positive impact on the world. Now, he's also joined the Giving Pledge, which is a commitment by some of the world's wealthiest individuals to donate the majority of their wealth to charitable causes. By joining the Giving Pledge, Zuckerberg has vowed to donate at least half of his wealth to charitable causes in his lifetime. Despite his humanitarian efforts, Mark Zuckerberg has faced criticism for the way that he's approached his charitable endeavors. Now, some have argued that he's using his wealth to gain more power and influence, while others have criticized the CZI for its lack of transparency and accountability. Additionally, some have questioned the effectiveness of his approach, arguing that his donations may not always have the intended impact. And it really makes you stop and consider about how many people have been affected by Facebook and social media, how much damage has been done emotionally and psychologically to all these people and users, especially younger people. And it really makes you wonder, all this money that he's given back to charity, is this really out of the goodness of his own heart? Or is this to ease his conscience and make himself feel better at the end of the day about all the people who've had their lives ruined because of social media? Your opinions on our videos are always appreciated, so make sure you leave a comment to support our content and show your thanks, and keep the discussion going in the comment section down below. This dude's responsible for a lot, both good and bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're still here, and I'll catch you next time.